Salve omnes, and welcome to Acroasis XLII, or video 42. Today we're going to be talking about the future passive indicative, which, of course, is going to be across all four conjugations. So let's start. First, recognitio. Let's take a look at what the future active indicative is. So remember, first and second conjugations are ere verbs are going to use bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt, whereas third and fourth, ere and ire, are going to use as, et, amos, etis, ent endings. Both will translate as will verb. So the appearance is different, the translation is the same. Now, cognitio, future passive indicative. Now, just like with the present passive, where we used the same rules for the most part, only we added ar, ris, tor, more, mini, in, tor. It's going to kind of be the same thing again, with another teeny baby exception, which we'll go over in the example. So it's going to use the passive endings, as we said, ar, ris, tor, more, mini, in, tor. And it's going to follow the same rules with as I said, a small exception in second person singular, which is very similar to the present exception with the E in the singular. So the translation is going to be will be verbed as opposed to just will verb. Will be verbed will ensure that the action is done to the subject rather than the subject performing the action. So first and second, are, ere, it's going to be bor, beris, there you go, there's your exception there, bitor, bimur, bimini, buntor. So instead of B-I-R-I-S, it's going to be B-E-R-I-S. For third and fourth, ar, eris, etor, emur, emini, entor. And again, the translation will be for both of them, will be verbed. So let's look at some examples. Let's do amo, amare first. So why don't you guys take a moment and try to use the endings that you just wrote down and conjugate amo, amare in the future passive indicative and translate it as well. Pause the video and check your work when you're done. All right, so now let's go over what this would look like in the future passive. So we take amare, the second principal part, take off the re, just like we would for any future tense. Next, we're going to add our endings. So the first one will be amabor, I will be loved. Then amabimor, we will be loved. Notice I'm going first person and then I'm going to do second person. So second person, singular, amaberis, you will be loved. And then amabimini in the plural, you all will be loved. Now for third person, singular, is going to be amabitor, he will be loved. And then amabuntor in the plural, they will be loved. So that is what it will look like for any first or second conjugation verb. Now, let's take a look at a third or fourth conjugation. We have capio, capere. And again, you notice this is an I stem, so you're going to take that I and gravitate it over to the other thing. So again, second principal part minus the whole ERE, add in that I, and then you have your endings. So capiar, capiemur, capieris, capiemini, capietor, capientor. So again, it's using the same rules that you already know for future. It's just instead of the OST, we're going to have ar, ris, tor. That concludes this acroasis. We're going to be working again with future conjugating verbs and seeing them in translation a lot. So make sure that you bring any questions that you have to class and fill in the Google form. Walete omnes.